The site of the most well-known Egyptian pyramids, known as the Giza Pyramid Complex, has been the subject of continuous investigation for more than a century. The area is home to the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Pyramid of Cheops, the Pyramid of Menkaure, and the Great Sphinx of Giza. Over time and through archaeological research, the pyramids have divulged secrets once only known to their architects. So in this video, we are going to talk about the Egyptian pyramids' terrifying truth shocked scientists. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. The pyramids were built by paid workers, not slaves. There has been a theory, propagated by the Greek historian Herodotus, that the Great Pyramids of Egypt were built by slaves. The fact of the issue is that many skilled artisans wanted so much to be involved in the construction of this great wonder. Research facts show that the builders were well-fed, well-paid, and highly honored. As a result, many of them who died during the construction were buried next to the final resting place of Pharaoh as a sign of honor. Pyramid stones weighed more than an elephant. Would you believe us if we told you that some of the stone blocks used to build the pyramids weigh in excess of 70 tons? The average weight of each of the 2.3 million stone blocks in the Great Pyramid is around 2.5 tons. However, many weigh as much, if not more, than your average elephant. We may never really know all of the details of how these rocks were moved, but some ancient Egyptian documents and wall paintings do offer clues. For example, stones appear to have been maneuvered on sleds, likely over wetted sand. But there is much more to learn, and this continues to be a highly interesting area of experimental archaeology. Most pyramids were built west of the Nile. Ancient Egyptian culture is full of symbolism and superstitions that guided decision-making, so it should come as no surprise that even the location of the ancient pyramids was guided by mythology. Most were built on the west bank of the Nile for a distinct reason. As the pyramids were the final resting places of pharaohs, it only makes sense they should reside where their souls can begin their journey into the afterlife. For ancient Egyptians, the afterlife and the sun were closely intertwined. Osiris, an Egyptian god closely connected with the afterlife, represented the strength of new life. Over time, he also became associated with the cycle of the sun and how it brought new growth from dormant seeds. Before we move on, support us by hitting subscribe and the bell icon to get notified when we post new videos. Now let's get back to our topic. The pyramids originally had a bright white smooth stone casing. Erosion and looting have meant that the pyramids of Giza look very different from how they would have done straight after their construction. Originally, all three pyramids were encased in a bright white limestone, which first-hand accounts said dazzled their eyes in the Egyptian sun. There was also a gold casing on the very top stone. However, the white casing has all but disappeared as it was taken to build other structures and monuments in Egypt. There is a small amount left at the top of Khufu's pyramid, but pollution and disrepair have dulled its original color. The Great Pyramid has an 8-sided base. The Great Pyramid in Giza, ascribed to Pharaoh Cheops, is today the only remaining of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Positioned on the Giza Plateau, it was built over only 3 generations of kings. Largely still impressive today, it once deserved the name of the tallest man-made structure for 4,000 years. The Great Pyramid actually has 8 sides, a more complicated architectural endeavor than a simple 4-sided pyramid. To keep the exact same angle of the tunnel and to endure the difficult working conditions inside would ask for the state-of-the-art tools. It even impressed the ancient Romans. The pyramid held the record as the world's tallest man-made building until 1300. It also fascinates us as much as the ancients. The Romans considered the pyramid about as ancient as we do them. Even today, it still holds many mysteries. This is definitely the discovery of the century, said archaeologist and Egyptologist Yukinori Koei, a National Geographic emerging explorer. There have been many hypotheses about the pyramid, but no one even imagined that such a big void is located above the Grand Gallery, watching on from the serdab. Just as important to the pharaohs as their pyramid was a building called a serdab. A serdab was a building close to the pharaoh's mummy, where his statue, the statue holding the king's life essence after death, was kept. Ancient Egyptians believed that if the pharaoh's mummy was destroyed, his spirit could live inside the Ka statue. Given the very real threat of tombs being robbed and looted, the Serdab and Ka statues were hugely important to the pharaoh maintaining a pleasant and peaceful afterlife. The Great Pyramid was very well constructed. While the ancient Egyptians built many pyramids, not all have survived intact to the current day. However, examples like the Great Pyramid and the other pyramids at Giza have. Why? One reason is that the Egyptians got better at building pyramids over time. Some researchers think that the Egyptians hadn't been able to cut the stones accurately enough to make the joints of earlier pyramids really tight. Over time, moisture got into the joints, and this expanded and contracted as the weather changed, pushing the stones apart, ultimately leading to erosion over time. The Great Pyramid was also built using granite, which tends not to soak up water. Craftsmen also learned how to make tight joints in the casing covering the pyramid, meaning the pyramid could shed water instead of absorbing it, ultimately preserving it. The Great Pyramid has 3 chambers at varying heights. Construction of the tombs of the pharaohs began at the start of their reign, and with the knowledge that some pharaohs died prematurely, Tutankhamun died at the age of 19. As ancient Egyptians had to be in their burial chambers within 70 days of their death, the builders of the pyramids needed a contingency plan in case the pharaoh died before the pyramid was built. This is why it is believed that the Great Pyramid has 3 chambers of differing heights, to ensure that there were burial chambers ready at any time during construction. Pyramids show advanced knowledge of mathematical constants. The Great Pyramid's length minus its height is 31,416 meters. That is the number pi multiplied by 100. The 2 sides added together in meters equal 100 times the golden number square. The golden number, or the golden ratio, is the number phi, 1,618, and is applied times and times again in aesthetics, architecture, fine arts, theology, etc. The number pi is also a mathematical constant. All these measures are defined in meters, a constant that was established not until 1793 and calculated according to the circumference of the Earth. A common Egyptian unit of measurement was the cubit. 1 cubit equals 0.5236 meters. If we draw a circle with a diameter of 1, then its circumference of it equals pi, 31416. Take 1/6 out of that circumference, and you get the value of 0.5236. It is an astonishing fact, rather than a coincidence, that the ancient Egyptians chose to use this constant as their unit measure. Hotspots revealed by thermal scanning of Egypt's pyramids. A project called Operation Scan the Pyramids conducted in October 2015 is the reason behind the thermal scanning, with the help of a faculty at the Engineering of Cairo University. These 2 groups are using thermal imaging and neon radiography used in Japan as a technique to find out more about active volcanoes. There was a temperature scan of the famous tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, with differences in temperature on the tomb located to the north that shows a hidden cavity beneath the wall surface. Furthermore, there are higher temperatures scanned at 3 ancient pyramids on the Giza Plateau. Researchers have no idea what this means. For some odd reason, some limestone blocks are hotter in temperature than others. There is no lie that Africa is a hot continent, but normal weather conditions are not the reason for this. So that's it. Please like, share, and comment your thoughts below if you liked this video. Remember to subscribe to see our next video. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.